Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, November 2nd, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I empower my values and notice where I feed into my shadow. So today we have this Sun-Jupiter opposition, kind of some big energies. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system that we are aware of, besides the sun energy. So as they are opposing each other, there's two ways we can go with this. We can have opposing forces that are kind of pulling against each other, and we may find ourselves penduluming back and forth, which is fair and fine. Or we can recognize that these polar energies really have a magnetic energy between them, and our best bet is to utilize and work with them. So the song I was listening to right before just felt so aligned with this. Gajumaru by Yaima. But this one line, I had to just keep listening to it. Free from all old stories I've been told, I walk through the valley of my own shadow. And the whole song is so good. But this is where we want to bring our awareness to how we empower those old stories clinging to the past. So free from all those old stories I've been told, I walk in the valley of my own shadow. To be aware of your shadows is a huge, huge piece of the puzzle. And as we have the Sun and Mars and Mercury plus Ceres all hanging out in Scorpio, this is the time to be aware of these shadow energies, of the places where you feel like you are a victim, where maybe you were a victim and you're holding on to that energy, which is a process we all go through at some point, and where you need to empower yourself. And part of that empowerment is also noticing what you value, noticing what is important to you, knowing your worth, and realizing you are worthy of feeding your energy into what you value. Now that requires boundaries. That's that Scorpio magic. The boundaries energy, so that you can, whether it's about putting boundaries for yourself or for others, feed that energy into that which you value. So again, you may find yourself penduluming in this energy. You may have some challenging fears, thoughts, those low, puny places within yourself coming up in this energy, and that's fair. And I'm not saying avoid them. Be very present with them, but also recognize that you don't have to be these energies, that these have been experiences, but they are not your whole story. And they are not the truest essence of your whole story. So free from all old stories I've been told, or that I tell myself, I walk in the valley of my own shadow. Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter is luck. And it's so interesting that the world is such a challenge right now, because with Jupiter in Taurus, even though it's in a retrograde, it's still bringing luck. It's still bringing goodness to this earth experience. Where could this maybe be a breakthrough for you? Where could this be supportive for you? Where do you need to see the luck? Where do you need to see the goodness at this time? Again, that's all part of the pendulum. It's all part of the balance of these things. Where do you derive pleasure? Even if your pleasure is just the simpleness of sitting here and feeling the very presence of your being. That's That can be a very Taurus thing, just feeling and appreciating. I, of course, look for Wolf. I'm like, is Wolf in the plant? Wolf's not in the plant at this moment. Wolf often looks over me and judges me from the plant. So it was like, is that there? That luck? But no, not at this moment. That being said, the emotional energies today are also pretty deep. We have the moon in Cancer. The moon in Cancer bringing up our feels. The feels in and through this are important. Notice what you need to feel in and through this energy, especially as it connects to Scorpio. Again, Scorpio will bring the things up from the past, and they're meant to be felt, experienced, released in and through this energy. Moon in Cancer is also connecting to Jupiter on the way. It's kind of muddy energy, very earth and water. This is purifying. The purification, healing process is not always the easiest one. So be aware of that in and through this energy as well. But again, instead of cursing the purification process, instead of cursing the healing process, love it. Embrace it. That will shift the energy. When we stop pushing against things, oh my God, it frees up our energy so much. I think that's actually something I've noticed, because I can't tell you how hard I've been working. But I've been working on lowering my resistance to things. And one of my big challenges with Lyme has been energy. Just having the energy to do things. And I'm noticing the less resistance I have, amazingly, the more energy I have. Moon and Mars will be making a connection in the evening. Okay, so this is a moon trine Mars. Mars in Scorpio, moon in Cancer. This could be a little bit of a holy temper tantrum. You just may need to get some of those feels out. I always recommend grabbing your journal, but emotions sometimes need movement. This might mean turning on a song. You may even like the one that I just told you, Gajumaru by Gaia. Yeah. So good. Such a good song. And you may feel the valley of your own shadows releasing in and through that. The Sun and Jupiter opposition will not reach its peak until 10 p.m. Pacific time. So we're going to be feeling that throughout the day. The top of the cards, I actually have the schizophrenia card. So the schizophrenia card is a card of like, there's one side or the other, right? And the wisdom of this card is like, hey, you don't have to choose one side or the other. You can fall towards your heart, straight into the center of it. And it's not necessarily like falling off a cliff like it looks here. Not necessarily, right? Sometimes falling your heart is very scary. I know that well. That is my path. If you find yourself feeling pendulum-y, find what the center point is in your heart to help support yourself in balancing these energies. Again, they are better together. All of the signs, here it is. All of the signs are meant to work together. We are the world. All of these energies are meant to work together. Yes, there are some challenges. Just like we humans are meant to work together. Yes, there's challenges. There's different personalities. There's different energies. But there's always a through line. What is that through line for you in this? What is the earth magic for you? Because that, to me, is the combination of Scorpio and Taurus. There is an earth magic energy to it. I love these two cards together too. So we have the Daydream and the Politics card as well. So the Daydream card is, what's the dream? But it's allowing yourself to envision a beautiful world. Now the Politics card is, don't fake it. Don't be a liar. Don't be a liar about it, which means, again, feel what you feel and then get back to creating. It's like I'll use art, but this could be like writing a book. With your art, you want to focus on what you're painting. Sometimes you get distracted. You got to go release that energy. Writing the book. You have things you want to write. Sometimes you need to write in your journal, release, and then you go back to it. It's the same thing with creation. Take your breaks. Release what you got to release, and then back to focus. What is the dream? What are you creating? Knowing that as your magic is powerful. So that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. I'm announcing this much sooner than I thought I would. I am going to be doing year ahead readings coming up. We'll start in December, but I'm sitting down probably this week with the energy of 2024, and I'm going to be looking and seeing what is coming in next for us. So, just looking ahead towards that. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are. Namaste.